Hello Math 7, I hope you guys are doing okay. I am going to start posting some videos to help you guys with your math lessons. Today's video is for lesson 73. Lesson 73 has to do with exponents, and you probably already know what an exponent is, but we'll go over it just in case. So this little number right there is called the exponent. The exponent basically tells you how many times to multiply the big number by itself. So this 2 says to multiply this 5 by itself 2 times. So 5 times 5, 2 times, is 25. So 5 squared, or 5 to the second power, equals 5 times 5, or 25. So if we had 5 cubed, which is 5 to the third power, the exponent of 3 tells me to multiply the 5 3 times. 5 times 5 times 5 equals 125. So again, the exponent tells you how many times to multiply the big number, 5 times 5 times 5. Notice it is not, let me repeat, it is not 5 times 3. That gives me 15, a much different answer than 125. That would be wrong. Okay, let's do a couple more practice items. Let's do 2 to the fourth power. The 4, the exponent of 4, tells me to multiply the 2 by itself, how many times? 4. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. What does that equal? 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 2, let's do a different one, 3 to the third power. So I'm going to multiply the 3 times. 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So that's exponents. So in the assignment, you're going to come across a few different examples. For example, they might have 3 to the fourth power is greater than, less than, or equal to 4 to the third power. You're going to have to do the math to find out. So 3 to the fourth power would be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which would equal 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 9 is 81. Now 4 to the third power is 4 times itself 3 times. 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24. Carry the 2. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 6. Is 64. So is 81 bigger than, less than, or equal to? It's larger than or greater than. So the arrow would go like that. Another thing that they're going to have you do is they're going to have you use a factor tree to, well, you're going to have to solve for a factor tree. Let's just do one. For example, if we have 25, remember a prime factor tree is we have to break 25 into all of its prime numbers. So 5 times 5 is 25. It just so happens that 5 and 5 are both prime. Well, we have two 5s here, so instead of writing it 5 times 5, we could actually write it 5 squared. Let's do another one of those examples. If I have 16, let's do the factor tree of 16. Remember, we want to break it to its primes. So 2 times 8 is 16. 2 is a prime. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 is a prime. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 is a prime. So instead of writing it 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, the shorter version would be 2 to the 4th power. If you were to take the big number 1,000, let's break this up. 10 times 100 is 1,000. 2 times 5 is 10. It just so happens that both of those are primes. 10 times 10 is 100. 2 times 5 is 10. They're both prime. 2 times 5 is 10. They're both prime. How many 2's do we have? 1, 2, 3. So we can go 2 to the 3rd power times 5. How many 5's do we have? 1, 2, 3. 5 to the 3rd power. They might also ask you to solve problems that look like this. 100 minus 10 squared. Well, we know that 10 squared is equal to 10 times 10. 100 minus 10 times 10, 10 times 10 is 100. So 100 minus 100 is 0. Now, the next part of the assignment is they're going to be having decimals, and they want you to write them as a fraction. So let's say they have 0.5. How do you turn a decimal into a fraction? Well, first of all, you take the number that they give you, and you put the 5 on top as the numerator. And then you count your place values, tenths. So the 5 is in the tenths place, so it's going to be 5 over 10, and when we reduce it, it'll be 1/2. So if we have 0.61, write the 61 on the top, and then count your place values, tenths, hundredths. So this is going to be in over 100. See that? Let's do some more decimals. 0.2. Put your 2 on top. Count your place values, tenths. So it's going to be 2 over 10. When you reduce it, it will be 1 over 5. I divided both of those by 2. 0.25. Put your 25 on top. Count your place values, tenths, hundredths. So it's going to go over 100. When we reduce it by 25, we're going to divide by 25. We get 1/4. If they give you a number that looks like this,